we open up on the small town of Twin River Peaks, a small forest community built around several farms to the north and the south. To the eastern portion of the city is this sprawling forest known as the Staghorn Forest. As the scene opens up, we find a stout, older man beginning to walk slowly through the open fields. The city of Twin River Peaks is in the midst of something called the Bloom Festival. It is a festival at the beginning of the year, or the beginning of spring. Every spring as this festival comes along, there are celebrations that go throughout. The city of Twin River Peaks is also going through a large celebration because the Baron's son is about to be married.
My name is Khidell, Kaimura. I am average height and weight for a dwarf, with grey eyes and crimson red hair. My eyes show that I've been through a lot. They're kind of sad, but it's hidden by a jovial smile that brings cheer to everyone who looks upon it. His hair is braided into one braid going down the back, and I have two braids coming down my sides that braid into my beard, getting into two nice braids at the end with the cool little gold trims at the bottom.
Walking through, you see different peoples of different cultures and faiths that have kind of gathered in this area. You know, having been sent here from your church, that there is a temple to Erinyes, the goddess of civilization, small in size, to the southern portion of the city, that you feel you might want to stop in at some point in time. As you're walking through the city, you hear the soft sounds of a bard playing songs kind of echoing out of this inn. Looking in, you see a man successfully playing the guitar with one hand while holding a woman in the other arm, while what appears to be about a 10 to 12-year-old boy is sitting next to him attempting to argue with him. Master Creed, we really must be going.
I haven't finished the song yet, Brock, and if you let me finish the song first, then we can, I don't know, I'll let you play a carnival game or whatever it is young boys do.
Young boy picks up this large wooden crate with arm straps that have been makeshiftly nailed to it as he puts it on his back and stands to the side and waits for this man in white leather armor stand there. Would you like to introduce your character?
Yes, my name is Creed. I am a tiefling paladin bard. I have a very long black hair about shoulder length, and then the right side of it is just bleached white. I'm very red, like crimson, and I have a seal of my god branded into the right shoulder, into my right shoulder.
Okay. As you continue to walk, you see a big, stout half-orc that seems to be in an argument with somebody in an alleyway. And you really can't see who he's arguing with as he continues to raise his voice more and more. And with a loud, deafening, he drops to the ground holding his nose as you see blood starts to leak out. And you see this dragonborn female walk out. As she walks out, she has claws that kind of crawl up with these golden scales that kind of flicker on there. As it comes closer to her core, it kind of slowly transitions to like a brassous, bronze human skin. Her face is more human in nature. You can see she does have reptilian eyes and the fangs, and then her hair is actually like almost like pieces of scale that almost like dread. I'd like to introduce your character.
My character's name is Qarseli. I am the destroyer of men. And basically, she just looks like a regular dragonborn. I've got the scaled hair. You've already described my character,
yeah.
So.
I just wanted to cover it a little bit there because dragonborn are different here. I just want to make sure we went into it.
Is he okay?
Doesn't really matter.
I'm gonna go patch
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna...
Don't.
Okay. Sir, if you need help, raise your hand.
He's moaning, holding his face. You see there's a small pool of blood. His nose clearly broken and slashed up around his face as you just kind of move on past him. As you continue to walk past, you see everybody seems to be just staring, awestruck. This city in the middle of a festival, in the middle of this celebration going on. Everyone in this small portion of the town square that you've walked into is just staring. Nobody's speaking. Everybody is just in awe. And as you kind of track where they're looking, you see this 7-foot-tall, porcelain-skinned, blonde-haired high elf, which in this world are unheard of. They don't come down from these grand citadels within different realms of the world. For one to walk the grounds the same as a normal person is almost unheard of. It's never happened as long as you've been alive. Would you like to introduce your character?
My name is Leah. I am a high elf druid. I was locked away in the mountains with a nanny-like dwarf who took care of me after the fall of my people, who I don't remember because I was so little. And this is my first outing and kind of escaped. So, very exciting and everything's really new.
Very tangled.
So, at this point, it's in your hands.
I'm gonna walk up to her.
So you kind of push through this crowd that's just like awestruck staring at her, and everybody seems to be giving her like this birth. Like as she walks like into like even a crowd of people that are in the middle of watching one of these small little carnival games that have been set up. As she walks up to participate, everybody gives her space and lets her do it. And the curator, or the like carny in essence, the carnival worker guy that's standing there, he's almost afraid to directly speak to her. He doesn't know how he's supposed to phrase his questions. Yes, ma'am, would you like to participate? He kind of doesn't know how to behave or interact with you.
Participate for what?
You'll take the ball and you toss it and try and knock down the milk containers there.
That sounds like so much fun. Okay?
Oh, okay,
Ready?
go right ahead.
I got a 5.
As he bends down to pick up the other one, you toss it out of your hand again, and it just kind of hits him in the back, and he's like, no, you're doing really, just go ahead and give it one more try. You have one more ball.
One more. I got a 2.
At this point, you just let it go full force, and it just crashes right into his chest as he stands up. You win! And he grabs like this makeshift stuffed animal, and he hands it over to you.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, you did really great there.
Oh, thank you.
I've
It was
noticed.
my first time.
Yeah, is it your first time in town?
Yes.
I can tell. You know you have to pay for everything here.
Oh, but everybody's so nice. They let me do everything for free.
Well, usually high elves stay up in the towers.
Well, I was in the mountain, but what are you doing down here? Don't dwarves usually stay up in their mountains?
They live in the forest.
Oh.
Oh, what is that for?
Dwarves live in the mountains.
No, I don't live in the mountains. I come from the forest of Baylor.
See, my nanny, she told me about people like you, and I don't know if I should be talking to you.
I came over to help you.
I'm doing great. I'm great.
You win that prize. That severe pain.
So you and Brock have prepared and replaced all of your things within this massive crate you have strapped to his back.
All right.
And he looks at you as he kind of adjusts it on his shoulders. So where are we heading, sir?
Well, it is what, day 1 or 2?
You've been drinking a lot, haven't you?
I have. Not so hot with the numbers right now. What day is it?
We're on day 4. There's 3 days left of the
3 days
festival.
left. Okay, so how much of the preparation have we done for the wedding at this point?
I did everything the other day.
So that gives me 3 hours
All right.
to get situated, round all this stuff up. Remember, if there is a ribbon on the doorknob, what do? We knock and we don't enter yet.
Unless I have an artist with us to draw a picture for you. I remember.
You've got it. So, give me about 3 hours. I need to get this,
Stink.
passion out of me. And then we'll put on our thinking caps and we'll figure out the arch and the everything else. We'll get it figured. You're a very good boy, and I don't tell you that enough, and I appreciate you. I'd like to sit next to the dragonborn.
Okay.
And what are you drinking at the moment here?
What's it to you?
I'm curious. I like to think I'm cultured enough that I try different alcohols, and lately I've been on a wine kick, and so if that looks interesting enough, maybe I would buy myself and maybe yourself something as well.
I pull out my flask that's covered in teeth.
Are those human or?
Yes. So this is what happened to the last men that tried to talk to me.
I'm a strong jaw. So what is that?
Bourbon.
I'll have a bourbon, please, and a white wine. Give me a Chardonnay as well, just a bottle. Just leave it there.
He walks in the back just laughing to himself. Hi, the games. There are different events that go on throughout the festival. There's a prize for the total winner, and then small prizes for events.
What is the grand prize?
He kind of leans, and the front of the bar is kind of opened up. The smoke kind of from the chimney is still going. It's early morning, so the fireplace is starting to go out, so there's a little bit of smoke lingering in the air.
Yeah.
As he kind of leans out, he points, and at the center of the town square, there's the well, and atop the well is this glass case almost that's been built, and there's this gold adorned necklace that's kind of hanging in the center of this glass case. And he goes, "It was brought in by some adventurers a little while back. The Baron bought it and decided that it'd be a good prize for the festival."
I see.
So
if you don't, you haven't told me your name yet. If you keep not telling me, I'm just gonna make one up. Can I guess?
Sure.
Okay, Sarah.
No.
Mary.
No.
Emily.
No.
Selena.
No.
Roxanne.
No.
Dynasty.
No.
Can you give me a hint?
Destroyer of men.
That's really funny. That was the next thing I was gonna say was your name. That's my favorite name. That was my mother's name. Do you want to see the thing outside?
Sure, might as well.
Let's go outside. Let's see what's outside.
So you guys walk outside, and you can see there's this small crowd that seems to be gathered around the petting zoo area of the zoo, of this makeshift zoo that's been set up out there.
Usually I'm inside the center of it, and there's people. Seems like 20. Okay, we'll move forward. Or maybe there's like an enchanted being, like maybe a hippogriff. Or no, I feel like there'd be more terror if that was there.
I'm tired of hearing your voice. Let's just go ahead and investigate. I'm not sure how I got stuck with you, but we'll just go ahead and investigate.
Alright, so you guys walk over and kind of pseudo push your way through the crowd. People don't they're not fighting you to keep back, it's just they're watching, so you guys kind of move through, and as you make it to the center, you see this. It's only a fence about this tall. It's like this makeshift wood fence.
Careful, you're going to squeeze his head off. No, don't. That's real. Oh, that's
and you
really.
see this high elf and this black armored dwarf sitting inside the children's petting zoo area.
Dynasty. I thought we were an odd couple, but clearly we're not the weirdest ones here.
Okay, but I see them.
Yes, you do see them looking at you.
Buddy, and I'm gonna run over to her and go, "You're so beautiful."
It's not part of the petting zoo.
Show the flash. Show the
No,
flash. Show
no,
the flash.
no. Don't.
I'm gonna take a step
I
back.
am really sorry for her. Oh, I saw you earlier.
You didn't.
Please don't. No, please don't do that. She's really, really sorry.
They really like being petted.
She's
like
going
that.
to hurt you.
If you encourage it, you're the one who's getting punched in the nose next.
So what kind are you?
Kind of what?
Well, see, kind of new to the world.
Oh, I'm male.
We're drinking this.
Have you been running around with her all day?
Oh,
Oh,
we only
they-
just met.
Really?
Oh,
And then we
yeah.
came and saw the
Aw.
bunnies. Did you see the bunnies? Let's go see the other animals.
I hand him my flask because I realize he's been with her all day.
Taking this flask, you see there are human teeth engraved into the silver.
She's an accountant.
Did you kill them?
It's none of your concern.
I'm not gonna be mad. I understand.
That's a lot
I
of
feel
teeth.
like you
That's
say
one
that a lot,
person.
but I feel like we should be concerned.
1, 5. I'm not even sure anymore. I just keep sticking them on. So go along.
How do they stick?
You don't want to
It
know.
looks like they're punched in.
I like that you say, "How do they stick?" And then you take your pencil, how do you stick them on?
I
Yes. Uh-huh.
While they're talking, can I see one of the flyers for
Yeah.
the games?
So this is today's games. First Horn, you've been here for the past couple of days. First Horn happens at noon.
Okay. So
It's just how they announced when the games are taking place. These
So-
flyers are kind of all over the place. You can grab and go.
so there's I don't know if you've heard, there's an event.
Do we
these
get to
past-
play more games?
Yes,
I'm
there
really good at
are
those.
at about noon. I have a thing, but you guys might want to do something. It's called the Stone Throw, and if the context clues from the title, it just sounds like you're gonna throw something, and maybe whoever throws it the
I have
farthest.
prize already for that. We can do that.
You hurt that man. How about I throw a stone? You can see how it's done.
I'll do it with you. We'll do it together.
I think you should let
I
her
want
hurt
to do
the
all
man.
of the events.
Perhaps all three of you should do that. That might be fun. Group activity for you guys, like team building.
Well, you see that occasionally you see groups that are walking around of probably about 4 or 5 people. They're all they have different bands tied around their arms of different colors, greens, reds, all different colors, kind of insinuating some type of marking on their left arm.
I'm gonna. What? Can I walk up to one?
Yeah.
What is that marking?
And he looks at you and he goes, "It's a marking for the games.
You have to sign up.
You register a team at the start of the week.
Can we still register?
Of course, you can
How many do
register
we need?
You need a group of 5. You more through the city. There's food. A lot of the stuff, even though Leah was quote unquote stealing it, a lot of the stuff is free to grab as you go. It's a very kind of open. Yeah, it's very much so an open kind of festival where you can just grab food and stuff. Like, the games kind of cost like a copper piece or so to play, and you win generic fair game prizes like different makeshift stuffed animals, pieces of cloth, stuff like that. So it takes you guys a few minutes to walk to the northern portion of the town, and you get up to the this farmland. And you see that the fields have been relatively recently plowed. There's kind of this mud that kind of coats a lot of it, and all the crops and everything have kind of been pulled free. You see that there's these large wooden platforms that have been built, and there's 5 of them that are kind of laid out. And you see there's probably a good 10 teams that are kind of gathered up towards the front of it. And you hear this as this large horn kind of echoes out, and they
First horn.
kind of echo throughout the city as you see people start walking to the north part of the city.
It's all you, Dwarf Man.
I've got this.
So it takes a few minutes, and you can see that the teams are kind of arranged so that once one team goes, another team will take the platform from them. And there are these massive boulders that are put there. They're not little shot puts. They're probably about a good 70 to 80 pound boulders that are
Like this.
rounded out
Why does me?
and kind of placed. And you can see this huge Goliath is kind of carrying like 3 of them on one shoulder as he walks, and he puts them down near each platform. And you can see that he drops 5 of them near each platform. So you see people just start hurling these boulders out as far as they can. So go ahead and roll me a strength check to pick up the first one. So you
21.
you toss it up onto your shoulder and kind of shot put it in your hand, and go ahead and pull to throw it.
13.
13. First one kind of falls, and it barely makes it, but doesn't quite make it to that 10-foot mark.
Yay!
Swing for air. Who won?
Not you, friend.
Oh, that's
Where's
That's
the
unfortunate.
Crimson team?
you. Between everything else going on, you kind of lost track of them. They kind of
Is there
Moving on.
judges still nearby?
they're
I'd like to
still.
approach head
He's-
judge, or is it
Yeah,
the guy?
it's the same guy that's been kind of walking around. He seems to be the kind of the judge of today.
I hear you've been having some issues with assaults.
We're not telling people that you're gonna ruin the day.
Did I see the noose on his leg?
Yeah, you see the rope still tied around his ankle.
I think I know who your culprit is.
Do you?
At the rock throwing challenge, I noticed one of them was threatening the judge.
Oh, the big man.
Mhm.
He's just grumpy. He's been yelling at lots of people.
And at the dance challenge, I know a little bit about magic.
Okay.
I was definitely charmed. And just now,
Her music was enchanting, though. It was
Just-
beautiful.
just now, my friend dove in and saved the halfling, who had a rope tied around him.
occasionally fishing traps. They wash up in the river. Maybe it just got tangled on his foot.
Can I roll an insight check on him?
Yeah.
No, because not saving. 22.
He's honest. He just seems dense. He just doesn't seem like talking to him like he's the
I'm
smartest
gonna
man
come
in the
down
world.
to his level. He's a halfling, right?
No, this guy's a human.
Oh. Never mind. You. Never mind. Keep an eye out, please.
As you're in the midst of your curricular activities, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Extracurricular activities.
12.
12. You, just in the midst of things and fluids touching other people and whatnot,
Okay.
you start to feel nauseated and dizzy, and your vision starts to blur a little bit. You manage to keep your composure and stay together, but there's something wrong with what's going on
In the midst of everything?
in the midst of everything.
Okay, I'm not feeling rather well. I think it might be best if we all retired for the evening.
Nobody's like happy to stop. but
Please.
They start calming down for a few minutes.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. You've all been very, very lovely. In your own very special way. But I need to retire. I've grown quite sleepy. And then I'd like to see them all leave and then try to get back into my leather garb and.
So as you are getting dressed,
Mm-hmm.
you've escorted everybody out of the room. You all of a sudden start, your vision blurs more, and you just kind of just fall to the floor. And there's a lot of thud as you go out.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys head back to the inn. I need you to roll perception checks as you walk into the inn.
Still get blessed.
No.
I know.
No, we're significantly past class.
22.
16.
15? Walking in, you kind of take this big, deep breath. And you smell something's off. You kind of look around the room, and you see that the innkeeper is kind of sleeping, leaned against his chair. And you see that now looking around a little bit more, you see the foot of the barmaid sticking out from behind the bar. Like she's passed out behind the bar.
Is there anybody in here?
Not what you see.
Let me go over to the barmaid and I'll. Hey!
She doesn't wake up. She's asleep, but she does not wake up.
We should check on the others upstairs.
I think you're right.
Nose goes on who opens the doors.
I get to do it!
Where's Brock?
You don't see him.
I'll open the door.
But I want to be part of the party still.
I'll open the door. I'll let you know when you can come into the party.
So you guys start walking upstairs?
Yeah.
So as you walk upstairs, you see an assortment of women passed out on the staircase.
Women,
many?
dogs, pigs.
No, they got rid of those.
Probably like 19.
So,
But they are just scattered across this staircase, passed out, heading down the hallway towards the large room.
Go to the room.
I need you all to make con saves. Kendall, you'll do it at advantage.
Oh no!
it says magic can't put me to sleep.
Alright, it's not magic.
Oh, it's not?
Well, you see,
5.
I got a
With
6.
advantage.
Oh, I got a 15.
So, as you're walking, you see your two compatriots started getting drowsy as they're like leaning against the walls, and you're just looking around like.
Oh,
Man, it was a really busy day.
we need
I'm
to,
not that tired yet, though.
we need to get out of here.
So, as you're walking, you're barely staying awake because you're starting to get more drowsy. Now you start seeing it. There's these wisps of some type of smoke that's actually literally leaking through the floorboards from downstairs. And you, barely staying awake, you just hear this as Khidell passes out behind you.
I throw him over my shoulder since
Roll a strength check at disadvantage.
Oh gosh.
Leah, you make it to Creed's door, you fling the door open, and you see him. He's partially dressed, passed out on the floor.
I got a 19, so with disadvantage, it would be.
No, 19. Now roll again at disadvantage. And you take the lower of the two numbers.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
7.
So you throw him up and just drop him to the floor, and he tumbles down the stairs.
some way to do it.
I'm sorry.
You take 3 points of bludgeon damage as
Oh.
you just
Ow.
tumble down the staircase.
I'm gonna kick him.
Oh.
Okay, roll.
3.
So you do, what's your strength modifier?
-1.
So you do 2 points
Yeah.
damage, you kick Creed in the stomach. And you wake up for a minute as you start gasping for air.
Oh,
How was your party?
why did you kick me?
Well, you were
Creed.
sleeping.
You feel gassed, like you haven't been breathing for minutes.
I need to get out of here.
Okay, let's go.
A little help, maybe.
Okay, I'll try and
I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
14.
You start to feel this grogginess start to come in, but you're still holding on your own.
Window, open the window.
So I'll go open the
Okay, you
window.
flip the window open.
Put my face out.
You notice it now. There's this floral scent in the air that kind of fills the entire,
Like incense?
possibly. It's this very floral kind of burning smell.
Is that the flowers from the wedding I smell?
No. I'd like
Lamb.
to.
Where are all
Can
the
I
flowers?
roll perception to see
Yeah. Roll perception.
what this is
Hmm?
exactly?
See if you pick up on it first.
So 16.
Okay, now roll me a nature check
Nature check.
with advantage because you've identified kind of what it is.
Okay. 11.
Through your experimentation with different incense, you've had a couple fuck ups,
Yeah.
and this seems more like this is an like this was one of your accidents that you've made when mixing flowers. It's actually like it's a sleep kind of incense,
Yeah.
but this seems significantly stronger, and you kind of put together at this point that it made you stop breathing
Yeah.
for a bit.
We need to find the source of this and clear it out. If I stop breathing, anyone else in here could stop, and that's not very good.
So the three of you book it inside, and you kind of hop over the bar. You slide down, and you go into the kitchen area in the back, and there is a staircase that goes down, like a spiral staircase that goes down into the cellar.
I grabbed a bottle as I was hopping
So,
down.
as you guys slide down, you manage to rush down this staircase, and you see that there's 4 barrels with this green, kind of silky, nasty to touch, mucusy flower in it that is being burned, and all 3 of them like smoldering as this smoke vapor is slowly drifting up. You can get this hit of it as soon as you get downstairs, and you all 3 make Constitution saving throws at disadvantage.
So at regular.
Yes, and regular for you too. At disadvantage for Chelsea.
Doesn't matter. I'm down.
Oh man, I got an 8 there.
I also did not do well.
What'd you
I
get?
got it.
I got
I have a 4.
There.
Constitution. Shit. I got a 4 as well.
Woo.
Four,
6 is my
6.
disadvantage.
So all 3 of you just immediately get in there. You also get hit with this massive wave of this grogginess. This room is like thick with this smoke. You're barely staying awake.
I'd like to take out one of the daggers to swipe and crush one of the flowers.
Well, no, they're like barrels of flowers.
Barrels of them.
Yeah.
Is there like any water or anything in here?
Can I
Roll
attempt to? Is there anything around maybe that can perhaps the tops of the barrels that could
Roll
go
a
over?
perception check.
I got 13.
There is large casks of ales and meads and stuff like that down here.
No
Isn't that flammable?
water.
10.
10. You don't see the lids of these things.
Okay.
I'm rolling perception too. I got a 19.
And what are you looking for?
20, a natural 20.
What are you
Looking for something to put these fires out, put the fire out with.
There's the casks of ales and
That's it?
meads and stuff like that. There's also, you do see the lids of these barrels are sitting down.
Alright, I'm sticking the lids on.
Okay, so you start cramming the lids on them, and you hear them start to crinkle and pop as the fire's starting to burn the bottoms of the lids. But they are, you see the smoke start to
There's
dwindle a
something
little bit.
Do we feel better now?
No, not immediately.
Can we? Is there a window down in this cellar?
Did we put? Are there all 4 on?
Yeah, all the lids are
Okay,
on.
let's head back up.
So you, running outside, you see that same grumpy dwarven guard as he kind of looks at you. Hi, you're looking.
Hey,
Yeah.
someone has put some sort of poison in the tavern. Everyone in there is passed out. My team just ran downstairs to find it. There's something coming from the basement.
That's unheard of. Nothing to it.
Unheard of. I was just unconscious from it. I'm lucky my friend pulled me out.
I'll get a couple of the guards heading that way. I'm
Jesus
heading that way as
Moses.
well. And you hear him blow the whistle a couple times. He starts jogging that way behind you, and you see a couple more just guards and with helmets drawn over their face and stuff like that as they draw. And as people start to crowd, you see the guards are now starting to push people away to keep them away. As you now going even outside the building because the windows are all opened up, you feel this as you get like outside. It kind of barely hits you, but it does seem like it's starting to dissipate. So you three need to make saves again while you're downstairs.
Oh, goodness.
I have advantage now?
Just straight.
3
I got
plus
4.
4.
Well, you have advantage because you have your face covered.
Okay, that's what I asked.
Oh.
I got a 7.
Oh, much better. I got a 15.
14.
So you two collapse
Okay.
as it starts to hit you. It does seem like it's fading, and you manage to keep awake, but you were down there with the two of them unconscious.
I need to leave them
Okay.
and get help.
So you run back upstairs.
Yes.
So you look at your friends, they just and you just whoop, and run back upstairs. And as you come upstairs, you now see your dwarven friend with a dwarven guard, and a couple other guards that are now standing in kind of the open area of the inside of the tavern. They're kind of
Does it seem wafted out enough that we can go in?
yeah, it's starting to.
I'd like to
dissipate.
go in and start trying to treat
Okay.
the two.
They're all still breathing. You can tell that they seem to be they're breathing now. They seem some of them are hypoxic. They're kind of you see a little bit of blueness in their lips, but they are all starting to breathe again. And you see that you see some of the girls in the hallway are starting to sit up and like move a little bit. And you see off in the corner next to this large hearth behind a couple of chairs, you see a gray hand kind of reach up, and you see Brock slowly starting to sit up over in the corner. I need you all to make perception checks.
Alright.
No, you two don't. You two aren't.
Oh, yeah.
12.
I got an 8.
You just hear and we will call it at the end of day 1 of the Bloom Games.
Dun, dun, dun.